2.
Welcome to Loveline
with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I'm still a man.
Spank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
All right, keep your shirt on.
Loveline's meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
All right. Drew is so enthralled in the wonders of magic that he has neglected his duties as a talk show co-host. Go get Fiona, would you?
All right.
Anyway, phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. He is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. And here comes Fiona Apple, everybody. Quite a star these days, Fiona is. Now, Fiona was on the radio show 6 months ago?
I have no idea. I have no sense of time anymore.
My bad.
Well, it was less than a year, quite easily. And it
I'm all of a sudden on the show. I was just having a conversation in the hallway, and then they said, come in, and now I'm all of a sudden on
I
the
know,
show.
we run things pretty loosely around here.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations on all the success since the last time we saw you. The first time Fiona came on, we'll just call it 5-6 months ago, there wasn't a big crowd out there that had gathered to get autographs and whatnot, if you noticed. Big difference a few months makes.
That's because I wasn't very famous then, but now that my album has sold more, I'm a better person and more people like me.
You know, I know you're saying that with your little tongue and your little cheek, but it's true. It's the way society works. It is sad, but it is true. But you know what, Fiona?
What?
I would have loved you anyway. If you didn't sell
You
one
hate
CD.
me. You hate me.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Okay.
What do you mean I hate you?
You hate me.
Why do you say that?
I know that you hate me.
Please, I do not.
I can see it.
Drew loves you.
I know Drew loves me. I love Drew.
I'm mildly infatuated with you, but certainly do not come close to hate. I know you're saying that in jest. You don't really think I hate you, do you?
Keep at him. Keep going.
Yeah,
No, this is good.
Why?
Yeah, I do.
Why? Why would I hate you?
I don't know. You just do.
You know, we were all...
Because what?
Why would you hate me?
What would your indicators be?
Well, I'm a completely and totally 100% negative person.
Right.
I'm a little brat.
Right.
And everyone hates me.
Oh, everybody?
Yeah.
No, not me.
Okay, good then.
No, you're doing it just right. Now, here's my thing about you, Fiona.
Oh, you have a thing about me?
Yeah, I'll tell you my thing.
Okay.
You're a quiet person.
No, okay.
When you're, not performing.
Yeah.
You're a busy person.
Yeah.
You're a tired person.
Yeah.
You're a little disoriented because, they're running you ragged.
Yeah.
You're doing all these appearances and playing and whatnot.
You're trying to say I look ragged?
No, you can't look ragged at 20.
Okay.
You really can't. But it's amazing how
Give me
ragged...
a couple weeks.
It's
I'm about to go
amazing
back out on the road.
how ragged you can look at like 24. That's the scary part. But the point is I know you're a person who likes her space.
Yes.
You know?
Uh-huh.
And I know you don't like when people get in your face and
So you're saying you just try to not get in my face?
Yeah, try to give your space.
But I'm so much more fun when you get in my face.
I know, but it's like an on-air thing. I know we'll have our moment in the sun when the mic heats up, but when the mic is turned off and we're standing out in the hall, I don't want to bug you.
Okay, I get it. So you're saying that you're completely different from everyone in Hollywood in the sense that when the microphone is on, you'll be my friend, but when it's off, don't talk to me.
I would like to talk to you when the mic is off, but I'm just giving you your space.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right.
I don't want to get rejected. You know what I'm saying.
You're just backpedaling all over the place. I don't know what I've never heard so much dumb about. All right, now we were all at that studio at MTV a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
How did he treat?
When?
Was it? How long ago was that?
It seems like a couple of years ago, but it was a couple of weeks ago.
Wasn't it?
Oh, when we did the TV thing.
Right. And no. Just at that new thing at Times Square.
Yeah.
Oh.
You played live for the
I
kickoff
could see,
of the
but I
MTV
didn't
studio.
even. Did I see you there?
Yeah, see, that's my point. See, I walked up and I said, hi,
I'm
Fiona.
sorry, there was so much space around
He
me that I
mistreated
just
you.
couldn't tell.
He mistreated you there. That's where you're getting your impressions from.
No, I did not. I was on to Serena, the news chick at that point. But
leaped across the hall onto Serena and left Fiona standing there while you were talking to her.
No, before I pounced on Serena, who, by the way, started the pouncing by coming over to me. That was her big mistake.
She was just walking down the hall.
She stopped and said her mom liked the TV show. Hey, Mike, Drew's microphone off for a minute, would you? I've had enough out of him. All right, so Fiona, I saw Fiona, and I came over to Fiona, and Fiona's like a deer in the headlights. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in her life right now.
I'm like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, you're dazed and confused. I mean, you don't even know where you are right now. You're getting pulled a lot of different directions, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And you're a person. I mean, you're smart, intellectual, somewhat introverted person, I would say, who's had all of this fame and all of these accolades and all this input thrust upon you in a relatively short period of time. Am I right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Sometimes it's hard to process, isn't it?
I don't think it's hard to process, and therefore I don't process it. I think.
Right. So you just stand there with a sort of glazed look, and meanwhile, record reps and agents and managers and publicists and a-holes like myself all come by, and they all want to congratulate you, and they all want you to come do something for them.
I see. You're being a little bit, coolly standoffish.
Right.
I see.
Right.
You got my attention because you didn't give me attention.
That's right.
I fell victim to the classic hard-to-get game.
This is how I work all my relationships, too, by the way. I try to
we
ignore
don't really need to
whoever I'm
take
with.
anyone's calls, actually. We can just work on our own little Loveline problems here right now, because...
It is more important than any caller tonight. I totally agree with you on that. But I came up to you at the MTV thing a couple of weeks ago. I shook your hand. I said, that was a very nice performance. You did a beautiful acoustic piano thing. And I said, Drew's mic's still off, by the way, so don't try to talk to him. And I said, hey, it'd be great if you could come on the show whenever you like. I left the open invitation. I didn't know you'd be on this quickly. But we are glad to have you. We consider you a friend of the show. And Drew...
I'm a friend of the show?
A friend of ours.
Okay.
We are the show.
Okay.
All right, please, don't make everything I say sound so petty and condescending. You're a friend. We consider you a friend. Do you consider us a friend?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay. And Drew really digs you. And that may not mean much to you, but
do you know why Drew
hates everybody.
No, but do you know why, though? There's a very logical explanation. Because I was raised by therapists. So everything that I say is merely, a regurgitation of what therapists have said to me. I'm actually not a real human being.
No, he does not dig you for your pull and play quality. It's sort of remember those games you get your kids where you point it at a pig and then you yank the string. Fiona's like that. You just point you point the little farmer's arm.
They're giving you this echo that makes you sound like God now.
Hello. All right, Mike. Mike, what are you doing? Your own show in there? Please. All right, turn the mic on just for 5 minutes. We'll try it as a trial. We'll see how it goes. And where was I? No, Drew. I'll tell you why Drew likes you. Drew, yeah. Why don't you tell the audience why you like Fiona so much?
He has to ask you to tell me why you like me.
No,
why should I tell you why he likes you?
No, because you're just too uncomfortable to tell me.
I'll tell you why.
Like
you want me to tell you why I like you?
Yes.
All right. Can I start with Drew? I'll start with Drew, and then I'll warm into myself.
Okay, I understand.
Drew likes you because he sees a lot of... First off, he's seen that you've been through a lot in your life.
Oh, I get it. He doesn't respect me for my intelligence.
He pities
He's a
you.
therapist, and he wants to save me. That's a new one.
He'd actually like to...
I've never experienced this before.
He'd like to put you in a big jar of formaldehyde and keep you in his basement. No, please, don't... hold on. Engineer Mike, shut Fiona's mic off for a second, too. All right, this way I can talk unobstructed.
Oh, no, I'm on. Okay, yes.
You know, my ultimate dream is when everyone's mic shut off and the phone lines are shut off, and I just yap for 2 hours straight. That's going to last one show.
Yeah.
All right, don't try to talk.
It would be like a scene from Frankenstein with people with the
Let me
torches
explain,
out.
Fiona. Don't. Yeah, it's off.
No, it's
don't
on.
try to talk. That's because you're talking too much. Just relax. Let me tell you why Drew likes you.
Turn the mic on.
Turn the mic
Guest.
on.
I'm trying to tell you why Drew likes you.
Invite me here and then shut me
Oh,
up.
I didn't invite
that
you.
is
Andy.
the point. I am a saver. That's my instinct, is to save people.
Right.
It's not a healthy instinct necessarily.
But it's funner to save talented, good-looking people. I mean, that's an element.
That may be what you're picking up on.
It's no fun saving.
Also, she was very nice to my daughter.
Yes.
Which is huge. It goes very...
Here's a
Oh,
lovely
yeah.
picture of us just before we brought you out on stage in San Jose last weekend.
Oh, look.
All right, so Drew is a bit, he won't admit it, but I think he's a little bit enamored with Fiona. A little bit? I mean, you know, if you're a few years younger and the wife wasn't around and so on and so forth.
Younger.
A few, yeah, 10 years.
But it's bizarre to even think that way when you're I'm twice her age. You can't even, it's not even make sense.
Yeah, I know, but look at Fiona.
Well, but it doesn't make sense, but because, for other reasons. Not because they're twice my age, though.
Mm-hmm. Let's explore those other reasons.
I mean, we all know that I'm wise beyond my years.
That's true.
Haven't we read that in everything that's ever been written about me?
That's true.
I am wise beyond my years.
I think everyone else is just
mature.
stupid. But,
Yeah,
all
well, I
right,
think that too.
you're very mature for a 20-year-old
Yeah.
who just turned 20 the other week, by the way.
Yes.
Drew, why wouldn't you? Would you date Fiona if you were 10 years younger? Drew has an age thing. What's wrong with the age thing right now? You're 39, she's 20.
Drew has a ring thing.
I have a kid thing too, but that's beside the point.
Drew has a sane thing.
Yeah, it's not even. Let's listen to music for a minute.
Drew, you're
It's
falling
hard.
apart tonight.
No, I've not been feeling well tonight. Yeah, it's part of it. I knew you'd be attacking me tonight, so
I'm not attacking. I'm just I'm attacking the truth, Drew. That's all.
Yeah, I suppose it is so hard for me to even think that way at this point in my life. I'm not thinking.
But
in
just
terms
turn
of
the calendar back 10 years.
Adam,
Come
it's
on.
hard- I'll tell you
please,
something.
Drew. Come on.
No. All right, if I say no, you're going to turn it to yes anyway. So yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted. All right, and what I want to say to you, Fiona, is we have a lot of guests come through these doors, a lot of big-name bands, and Drew could give a rat's ass. He's rarely heard of them, and even if he has heard of them, he doesn't care. There's only a handful of people from the hundreds of guests that we have on the show that Drew truly likes, and you're one of them.
That's true. That is true.
Well, thank you. Can I ask Drew a question, then?
Yeah.
What does it mean psychologically that Adam here has to voice your expressions? He has to express himself by saying what you think and not what he thinks.
Well, he's getting to his. He's too uncomfortable with his, so he has to make me uncomfortable first, more than he would ever be, before he can come up with his level of anxiety.
Now, this is the way Drew
That's
feels.
interesting.
I'll speak.
Well, not for you.
Would you like me to speak my mind now?
Yeah, your turn.
You mean what I think of Fiona, honestly?
Yeah.
Very talented. Got a lot of rough waters going beneath the calm veneer.
That's a good thing, though, I think.
It is good for like 2 months if we're talking about like a relationship.
Oh, I'm not talking about
I'm talking about a relationship.
Please.
Oh, why are we talking then? Let's just go to the phones. Come on, talking hypothetically.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm not your type.
Come on,
I'm not the artsy
please.
type. I know you need a guy with like a tattoo on his nose earring or something like that, right? I'm not
You
the
just met
type.
my boyfriend. You just
Oh, that's your boyfriend? Oh, the card guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's
the
good.
card guy.
Oh, he's excellent. Yeah, Fiona's
My boyfriend excited you.
Fiona's boyfriend is.
Made our heads
I
explode.
don't know much about magic. All I could remember is Marshall Brodeen selling those cards on the Channel 9 when I was 5.5 years old. But this guy is the most amazing card sleight of hand magician I believe I've ever witnessed.
And we each witnessed it for like 2 minutes, and our heads exploded.
Absolutely bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. 100 years ago, he would have been burnt at the stake. 10 years ago, I would have burnt him at the stake.
I was sitting here before
I wanted
the show
to burn him
started,
at the stake.
And Adam goes, "Oh my God, that's not magic. That's some kind of wizardry.
It's,
You're
it's
a
sorcery.
sorcerer."
That's what he is. He's, I don't know. What's his name?
David Blaine.
Got to change it to Merlin Blaine. This guy is absolutely amazing. Is that what won you over?
No, I mean not the cards. He's got some stuff going on.
Yeah, he's.
That I don't understand.
He seems like he's killed a few people, though. It's a little bit scary. Does he have any kind of record? Not that you want to talk about.
I can't really.
All right, let me finish my assessment of Fiona, and then we'll
It's
go
almost
into
time for a commercial.
We'll go into calls. Well, Fiona's a big guest. We're here to talk to her.
Unless I talk too much and we
all right, but you
shut our microphone off.
You want me to
that's
just
fine.
you want me to talk to you as a host or as a man?
You want me to vomit or be comfortable?
No, I mean seriously. Do you want my host impression of you?
Your host impression of me? You have
Yeah.
an impression of me?
Yeah, I mean what I think of you.
Okay. Well, why don't you give me both?
All right. My host impression is you're a real good guest on this show because you're smart and you got a little sass in you and you got a good sense of humor and you sell records and people want to hear what you have to say and you're young but you're sharp and usually you don't get that because usually get the old smart people that no one wants to hear from or you get the young idiots who people want to hear from except for they're bored when they hear what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Fiona's a nice mixture between she's writing the demo, and she's real intelligent, and real wise.
I'm an
and I
all-around
like that.
girl.
Yeah, you're really
well-rounded.
quite a package. So
Yeah.
that's why I like you, and that's why I'm glad to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you very much.
And as a man, obviously you're a beautiful woman, probably be a little scary to be in a relationship with Fiona. I'm guessing like kind of a handful. But when things were going good, they're really going good.
You know
That's what I'd think.
I'm a cool girl. I'm not such trouble.
You're not? I'm guessing, I've used this analogy before, but I would think Fiona would be like a vintage old Jaguar 12-cylinder, which is just the most beautiful thing in the world when it's running, but a little temperamental and in the shop quite a bit.
Yeah, but it's worth it, right?
Yeah, when it's running, yeah, but you kind of have to have a second car. You know, because...
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't count on the Jag all the time. It's always in the shop. You need a loaner once in a while. You don't go for that?
Sure.
Okay. Nothing special, just like a, you know, just a
It's fine.
pickup truck.
It's fine. I have a very good impression of you now. We really don't need to talk anymore.
All right. John.
Here.
John, you're 18.
Okay, I'm going to try and fit a whole lot of talking into a little bit of time.
Okay.
That's what Adam does every night. It seems to take a whole lot of time every time he gets going.
All right, Drew.
Anyways, first of all, I can't believe I'm on the phone with Fiona and Drew and Adam. First of all, Fiona, I'd like to say that I, for one, loved you the first time I heard your voice, and, you know, you got my complete respect and admiration and all that good stuff.
Thank you.
And I'd love to spend more time praising you, but I got a little bit of a problem here. Okay, the story of my life goes a little something like this. Me and my mom don't like each other. My brother doesn't like me at all. My dad loves me a lot, and my sisters are indifferent. And I'm caught in a little bit of a situation here. I need to move back to the town where my parents live, but I don't know anybody up there, and I don't got any money, and my mom won't let me move in, and my brother's in jail, and you know, he beat me up. My dad, he wants to leave my mom, but he doesn't have the cojones, and sort of wondering what I can do here, sort of
You got the cojones. You can just get out and just make your own life.
That's what it sounds
Your dad
like,
and your
yeah.
mom live together, right?
Yeah,
But your mom won't let you back in the house.
right.
All right, you're 18.
You don't want to be back in that
Get
house,
out of
man.
there.
Well, I got a little legal thing that says I have to go.
What's the legal
See,
thing?
I'm on probation until I'm 21. They can tell me where to live.
For what?
Huh? Oh, I used to have quite a drinking problem, but,
That's it?
huh? Well,
Would you get a bunch of 502s or something?
well, I get real drunk and I go out and I do weird.
Kill.
No,
I see.
I like kicked in a couple of doors and, you know, burglarized a place or two. And
Mm.
but
Oh,
hey,
this is
that's
teenage
behind.
angst. I know a lot about this.
Yeah, we sort of had the same upbringing. I mean, I didn't have anything quite as vicious as, you know, what I hear about you, but, you know, I grew up with counselors running me and everything, so.
Well, can you? Is there any way of living with your mom and being able to like kind of avoid her?
Not really, because she doesn't have a job. She doesn't do anything but spend my dad's...
Why are they telling you to live with her?
That's bizarre.
Because they're stupid.
All right, but John, here's the situation. You're world-class pain in the ass, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
you're making everyone in your family miserable and ashamed. You're worried about your mom. You're worried about your dad. Meanwhile, you are the black sheep of this family. Now, here's what you need to do. You need to grow up, straighten up, and fly right for a few years. You need to go back, live at home because you have no choice right now. You need to kiss your mom's ass because it's her house and because it's your mom and because you screwed up so much you don't have any alternative at this point. And you need to just go out and get involved with stuff and don't ruffle your mom's feathers. See if you can enlist your dad to help you a little bit with your mom. But I'm guessing that your attitude is so effed up, John, that the second you walk in there, you start laying it all over the house like you're wallpapering the place, and she's tired of you. I'd love to hear her side of the story. I'm sure you've done some weird drunken stuff in her presence as well.
No, she's never been around me while I was
All right,
drinking.
all right. But, John, just bite the bullet, go back home, and suck it up
Stay
for
out of-
a
stay
few
out
You
years.
know what I would do?
Yeah,
I would
so-
get into my own head. I would treat home just like I'd treat school. Because you know that, I mean, whoever's out there, you know that when you go into school, you're not really, you know that what's going on is a little bit of BS, you know?
Right.
And so you kind of get into your own mind and you got things going on and, you know, you're developing your own personality and your own, you know, thoughts about things. Do that at home, too.
Well, we're
You know?
living in
I
a
would just
soc-
kind of like, you know.
We're living in a society now where people are, they don't want to take any crap from their boss. They don't want to take any crap from their parents. Yeah, sure, I got loaded a few times and kicked in a few doors. My mom's riding me, and that's BS, man. It's like, hey, screw you. Here's the message I'm trying to give everyone in life. Until you can pull your own weight, you can't tell anyone to F off.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what kind of really pisses me off is the fact that, like, my whole generation, I feel, has this whole pressure on us to save the world from everything that the generations before us have done to screw it all up, and we're not allowed to be kids. So, like, this guy's 18 years old, and he's being, like, punished for having drank. But I mean, you drank.
But he got out of control. That's his deal.
Okay, so I'm not saying that he shouldn't be punished, but I'm just saying that, like, you know, you're saying, you know, don't ruffle her feathers. You're saying, you're just assuming that since he's the 18-year-old, he's the one that's kind of, you know, in the wrong, and that his mom, you know, is
I'm sure
the one that needs to be.
I'm sure his mom is a piece of work. I'm sure his dad's a piece of work. I'm sure his entire family's a piece of work. I'm just saying, when you have no alternative, like when I got tossed out of the house when I was 19 and I went to work during construction, I had a Vietnam vet foreman who was hopped up on painkillers, used to, like, cuss at me, and he'd say, go to the truck and get the level out of my truck. And I'd start going for his truck, and he'd start yelling, run to the truck. And I would run. You know why? Because I had no choice. And I didn't sue him, and I didn't get in his face. I just hauled my little hairy ass out to the truck, and I ran back with the level. And you know what? I said to myself, I will run to his truck so many times, and then one day I will get myself out of this crap, and I will be yelling at people to run to my truck. And now I sit up in my house and yell at people to run to my truck.
Get in your own head and absorb it all, but don't pay any attention to it. Like, absorb it all and let it fuel you for the rest of your life. Like, you were pissed off at that man that was telling you to run for the truck, but now look what you're doing, and it's probably partly because of the subconscious angst that you have, you know? You just got to kind of, you know, push on.
That's what I'm saying to him, too. He's just got to bite the bullet for a few years and then make his own way. All right, we got to go to break. Took half a call that break. When we come back, and Fiona, I'm going to give you the break to think about it. We've described what we love about you. You can talk about what you like about Drew and possibly even myself.
Okay.
That sounds fair.
Dexter and Noodles from The Offspring, and you're listening to Loveline with that asshole Adam Carolla and that guy that's full of himself, thinks he always knows what he's talking about, Dr. Drew.
I hate that guy.
I can do better than that.
Very, and you know when he said I could do better than that, he wasn't talking about you or me. He was talking about that drop.
Right.
It's always fun when we have the, like, someone, what's the one where someone's pronouncing my name? Or, Tom Arnold. Yeah, don't play that, Mike. That's why Drew loves him so much. Fiona Apple's here tonight. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Title is the name of the CD. It is, well, it's been out for, has it been out for a year or has it not been a year?
I don't know.
You don't know. You were how old when it came out? We'll do the math.
18. So it's been like a year, yeah.
But you're just
turning... but I just turned 20, so it's been like a year and a half or something like that. Maybe.
But were you just turning 19 when it came out?
I don't know.
Okay. But the point is it's been a real nice build. And the thing that's been, and here's the situation. I can't tell you more about your career than you could tell me, but I can certainly tell you from a outsider's point of view, the way it's went. When Fiona came out, it was a big deal because she's got these piercing blue eyes, and she's beautiful, and she's young, and she sings like an old soul. And it was real good stuff. And it made a big splash when it came out, and she was just 18 and so on and so forth. And then it seemed to die out a little bit after everyone was over the initial, hey, the new kid in town kind of thing. And now it's been swelling up again, which means that her talent has actually caused that, not just the newness and the novelty of it. Would you say that's accurate? I know it doesn't feel like it to you because you just feel like you've been touring for the last year and a half straight. But to me, it seems like it came out with a bang.
I'll believe you. I really have no idea.
But it just seems like, Drew, wouldn't you say you've been hearing more about Fiona and seeing more about Fiona and all that kind of stuff and the MTV new artists and all that business like in the last 3 or 4 months?
Yes.
All right. I didn't see the speech. I was not there. I was there, but I was not in the room at the time.
You know what we should do? We should get in callers that hate me because of my speech. I should fight with people on the air. That'd be fun.
Well, I didn't hear it. I was doing blow with Rick James in the bathroom during that part, but I heard that you just came out there and you're just kind of pissed off about life. I don't know.
I wasn't. You know what?
What was it?
I'm sorry, but I completely stand behind everything that I said and whatever.
I do too.
You know what's really funny? I did the Howard Stern show a while back, and this guy from the press called, and it was funny to me, but in that sad kind of way, because like he called up and said, "Oh, wow, the press room was all laughing at you," like I was gonna break or something and start crying or something, or be very upset that the press room was laughing at me. But that's exactly what my whole thing was about. Like, what? Don't care about what other people think about you. I mean, if no one understood what I said, that's fine. I did, and I said what I wanted to say, and that's what life is about.
Oh, I wish I could go through life that way. You don't have quiet moments when you question yourself and think, I shouldn't have said that, or I should have said this, or anything like that?
No, I'm not with the regret thing.
Oh, that's good. It'll set it. And then you'll ignore it again later on.
And I'm going to be cool for the rest of my life.
That's
because
true.
I said what I wanted to say at that time. Now, for the rest of my life, whenever I want to do something, I'm not going to be afraid because I did a good job with, parenting myself in that sense.
Oh, it's I can only imagine what that kind of freedom must be like. I have that a little bit, but it, I sit around at night and think about stuff I said or shouldn't have said or, all that kind of crap.
You wouldn't know what to talk. I didn't know that about you.
Well, you know why? Because, Drew, you and I got along, we were thick as thieves immediately because I knew you were the kind of person that I could say whatever I wanted to, no matter how harsh it was, and you wouldn't care.
Right.
And so I seized upon that immediately.
Right.
Your wife as well, although she does care. I just don't care. But anyway, that's why Drew and I get along great, because I yell at Drew, and Drew goes, yeah, all right. Or he just walks away or he doesn't care.
That's a shrink thing.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Oh, please. You would agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But it's a personal thing, too, for me, too. I mean, I don't care. Right. I mean, I don't take these things personally.
No, right.
All right, so Fiona, back to us.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, you want to give us your assessment. You've done a lot of radio shows. You've done a lot of TV shows. You've been hounded by the press, I'm sure.
She used to like this show before tonight.
I like this
quiet
show.
down, Drew. We've talked about our feelings.
Turn off his mic.
We've been talking. That was Fiona, Mike. Don't pay attention to her. We've been.
Really?
We've told you about our feelings for you.
Okay.
Describe us.
I like you guys a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
And why?
Because I like the way you play with me because you got a little sass in you a little bit too,
Yeah.
And
But I just learned tonight that he sits home and broods about things he said.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's.
I guess
what's
I
that all
don't like
about?
you.
All
Sorry.
right. Hey, Drew. Hey, shut Drew's mic off. All right. I'm sorry, Fiona. Continue. I got a little sass in me.
You got a little sass in you. You're pleasant to be around, and there's a little bit of you that you can't understand, which is very mysterious, which is very alluring.
I like that.
And you're likable.
Well, thank you. And what about Drew? What about my partner? Drew's over here.
Drew's cool, and you know that Drew's cool because, like, I'm not, I'm pretty judgmental of people, and especially of people that, like, judge other people's minds and not judge, but, I got my little history with,
Right.
with, therapy.
Right. You used to go to your therapist
No,
wearing nothing but a bra.
he's cool. He's cool. He's, his children are set. They've got a good dad,
Oh, yes. They certainly do, and they got a good uncle. That's me, Drew. All right, you can turn Drew's mic on now. We'll take a call. Well, thank you for the compliments. Even though we had to pry it out of you, like Princess Di leaving a Mercedes.
Nice.
We, okay, come on.
You know what?
What?
Congratulations. I admire that. You're very cool.
Oh, well, please. I mean, Mother Teresa's death was a much bigger deal in terms of, well, probably not because Mother Teresa was done doing her work.
I think that Princess Di represented something very cool, which is she was in a position of power and money, and she used it responsibly and benevolently.
Yeah.
And that's very rare. Most people, they get their money and they forget about the rest of the world, and she did not, and that's very cool.
You
can't argue with that.
Listen, I don't think she was a bad person by any stretch of the imagination. I think she was a real good person.
Oh, I know. You're just measuring whose death is more important.
I would say Mother Teresa did. I mean.
Since that's your position in this world, is to measure.
Yeah.
Whose life is more valuable than.
I'm a yardstick. I'm a morbid yardstick. I measure whose lives were more impactful on society after they're dead.
Okay.
And I'm going with Mother Teresa on this one because this Princess Di did a lot of good work. Took a few too many holidays for me. Always seemed to be on holiday. That was the only thing. She died when she was out on holiday. Did a lot of holidaying. That was my only thing about that. Mother Teresa didn't take those holidays. We never saw any pictures with her on the French Riviera in a cigarette boat.
I don't think anyone really wanted to see Mother Teresa in her bathing
She would have
suit.
worn her one piece. She's very tasteful. Oh, yeah. No, I would have done Mother Teresa just to say,
She was much
Just
more.
say
But
it.
here's the,
Yeah.
she was much more really involved, genuinely herself, personally invested in human suffering, as opposed to creating circumstances and marketing that assisted people in need.
Yeah,
Different.
Princess Di did a lot of great stuff, but she didn't get her hands dirty
Right.
like Mother Teresa did. Karen,
Hi.
hey, you're 23.
Hi. How you guys doing?
Good.
I like the way you tell people how old they are when they call.
I'm telling the listeners how old they are.
I know.
Adam, you're 4 years old.
No, I mean, I should probably phrase it a different way. Karen is 23. She's on the Loveline radio network. What's going on, Karen?
First of all, I want to tell you guys I love you both. And Fiona, you're a great songwriter. I think you're a great role model for girls that have been through, hard things in their life and they think they're never going to make anything. And
Thank you.
very good for them.
Thank you.
Role model. I had a really dumb question. Basically, I'm like 23, as we said, and I've never had a boyfriend. I've never ever kissed anybody, did anything sexual. And I've heard of this thing called the Peter Pan syndrome, whatever that is, and I'm just very, very childish for my age. And I was wondering what's going on.
I didn't know. Can women get the Peter Pan syndrome?
Well,
I thought that was a guy thing.
Yeah, it's a
But
guy
you
thing.
want a boyfriend, right?
I think I do, but then whenever I get together with a guy and I go out, I get really I start acting really, really childish and until they lose interest or whatever. It's like I want to push it away. It's like I have no hormones. It's just weird. I don't have any sexual feelings or whatever. It's like,
What about for girls?
no,
No.
nothing.
But a nice try, Fiona. That was my next question. So, Karen, you're a virgin.
Yeah,
And how much physical contact have you had with a man?
None.
0.
0.
You've kissed a man, though.
No,
Oh, really?
that's what's so
Let me
weird.
tell you, you haven't lived until you've kissed a man. So,
That's what everybody's telling me. But
wow. So, and this is not because of any religious conviction or anything like that.
no.
What's your family like?
Well, I live with my mom. My dad died when I was 8.
There you go.
I don't know. I guess that could have something to do with it, but it's just,
All right. Here's my assessment of Karen very quickly. Obviously, Dad dying at 8 is very traumatic to a young child. And this is the primary male in her life.
Mm-hmm.
He is taken away from her very abruptly, and she's scared to reconnect with
listen,
any male for fear he'll be taken away.
A friend of mine who had his mother died at a young age said it's just like if you were in a restaurant and with candles and the candles flipped over and the whole place caught on fire. You saw a bunch of people die. It's whenever you see candles now, you just back away. You don't have any interest to get near the candles.
Right.
Were you close to your dad before he died?
well, he was traveling a lot. I didn't really see him that much. It's just that, I don't know, it's like if my brain stopped at 8. Like, I totally act like I'm an 8-year-old.
Well, that's sort of typical of what happens when humans are traumatized. If something heavy happens to you emotionally, it blocks your further development. You're kind of stuck there because it's too painful to move along.
Yeah.
Too painful to get through those feelings that are preoccupying you.
The only thing that worries me, it's like I'm afraid that when I'm going to finally meet the right guy, I'm just going to push him out.
Don't worry about the guy fixing you.
I don't think that you need to worry at all. In fact, I think it's necessary for you not to worry, because if you're going to ever experience any kind of sexual pleasure, it's going to be because you're going to feel good about yourself and you're going to be relaxed, you know? And if you start worrying about it, you know, it could be all of these psychological things, it could be all these deep-rooted things, but it could also be that you just didn't meet anybody that you were attracted to. It could be, you know? It's not like unheard of for somebody to be 23 and not have kissed a guy, you know? You could be...
No, but when you then match that against her dad dying at 8, you see that there's something going on
we
here.
matched that here on the show. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, just because your dad dies when you're 8 doesn't mean that you're going to be scared of connecting with a man, you know?
It's not necessarily true, but it's probably true. And that's all we're doing is playing the odds here. Drew, please, don't leave me hanging out here.
And the question in my mind is, what can she's complaining that she feels like she has arrested her development. That's her sense of herself.
Well, do you have sexual desires at all, or is it just like when you're with guys?
I'm
nothing?
extremely childish. I'm just, when I'm around guys, I'm everybody's friend and everything. And I just act like I'm a little girl, and guys just go like, whatever.
She's aware of it. She's aware of it.
I think she's stuck at 8.
Yeah. And I thought, could that could Peter Pan syndrome be?
No, there are all kinds of oversimplifications of very complex
Peter
issues
Pan's.
like that.
Did his parents get killed? What happened to Peter Pan?
Well, he's a boy forever. He goes to Neverland
Right.
and never grows up.
That's kind of...
True, you're watching way too much Disney with the kids.
Oh, yes.
I got to wean you off the Disney and onto the porn.
Like, I want to go see all these Disney movies, and I'm just very childish, and I'm afraid I'm never going to find somebody that's going to be like...
All right, Karen, we got to go to break.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm going with. You're stuck about the time that your dad passed away, and until you deal with that trauma, I think you're going to have a hard time moving on.
I got to say something about dealing with the trauma, though, because not everybody's going to be able to go to a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I have some advice.
Go ahead.
Write. It
Journal.
really helps.
Journal your feelings.
Write anything, or anything that satisfies you as an expression of how you feel, because when you write it out, it clarifies it in your mind, and you understand yourself better, and that's
a good point. I have written many an angry letter and never ended up sending it because by the time I was done writing the letter, I was done.
There also is, I think what you're also alluding to is that creativity is a solution to a lot of human problems. So the creative solution and expression can help.
Okay. That's good advice. Drew, why don't you tell the hell out of the next call?
Oh, there's always Adam call. Here you go, Adam. Adam, there is a holiday that honors masturbation, okay?
Oh, yeah,
Does this make
because
you
I was
happy?
pulling for this a few days ago where I wanted a national holiday where people, I can't remember, have yourself day or something. We weren't going to work.
Where you get to stay home from school and masturbate all day.
Well, not only do you get to stay home from school, but I'd get to stay home from work, and you wouldn't have to play that night.
And you get extra credit and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't exactly be called Masturbation Day, but that would be a very strong undercurrent of the holiday.
It'd be like self-appreciation.
Here's what you did. You would stay home and masturbate and then just suck whipped cream right out of the can.
If that's what you wanted to do.
If that's what you wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like, you'd pour yourself a big bowl of Jelly Bellies and
remember your pathology
soda
here with sweets. Some people are not that prone to that stuff.
All right. I'm just saying.
His trauma of childhood was being deprived of sweets.
Basically,
Whatever
he's
your
reducing
thing
the
was.
entire me decade into a day and saying indulge yourself and respect yourself and appreciate yourself and
Get it out of
pleasure
your
yourself.
system. Go to the beach. Right. Whatever it is you want to do.
Right, because most of the people in this world that are assholes are those that don't pleasure themselves and therefore, have a bug up their
Right.
ass.
More masturbating, more smoking pot, and more pleasuring yourself. And I think we'd have a saner world. We'll be back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Loveline.
Hi, this is Nev Campbell, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, you know what? I think I'm doing a movie with Nev Campbell.
No.
Yes.
What are you, the guy, bartender number 3?
Big part.
What?
I'm going to find out the details tomorrow morning. Yes.
Oh, she is going to... Well, she's not in that film anymore.
It's Scream 3, and all it is, it's Adam...
Screaming.
It's Adam expressing all of his demented logic.
Congratulations,
and
that's true.
And Nev just kind of screaming at him.
No, artsy, low budget, good script, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like a real movie.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
When are you doing it?
I don't know. I'm going in tomorrow to figure out the schedule and everything.
Just before he becomes a director.
But it was just sad. I was kind of talking a little smack about her on the air. Not on this show, but on another show.
This morning?
No, not this morning, but...
this morning you were talking smack about me.
Oh, I was?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good. But anyway, this was this is like the morning and then the afternoon. I walked into a little room to do this callback for this audition. I opened the door, and Nev Campbell was standing in there, and I almost took a dump in my pants. Because there's nothing scarier than that, what you hear or what anybody tell her feeling when you don't know, and then you don't know if you should offer something up or just wait for a little while. Yeah. I don't think she knew. Okay, Fiona Apple's here. Yeah, okay, Mike. We're going to play, is Michael leaning on you? No. Okay. So we went to high school together. I can tell that right off. I have to. We're going to hear something off a title. We're just going to hear one song, though, right? Fiona's tired of hearing her own music. I'm just making that statement because I like talking to Fiona, and I think it's such a good show, and I hate to break it up with music. Even Fiona's good music.
Yes,
That was a little
if you
backtracking.
play my music, then see more people will know me, and then I'll be like a little bit more famous, and that will mean that I'm a better person, and then everyone will like me a little bit more.
I know, but I know you're being facetious there, but I don't want you to get too big and too out of control because we'd like you to come back. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to get.
We've seen that happen before in the show where people get a little out of control and then their people start calling the show saying the show's a little beneath them and so on and so forth. And, I just don't want you to get too big. Medium big will be fine.
Life is about fun, and this is fun, so I'm not going to get,
Good.
You can't get too big for fun.
Hey, put that on a cart, Engineer Mike. You can't get too big for fun. I love that.
That's been Adam's motto his whole life.
All right, because you can't get too big for fun, it is... because you made that statement, we were going to play "Criminal" off of the title CD. I'm sure it's has it gone platinum by now?
Yes.
Yes, and it's fun to make money too. Fiona's got one more break here, and then she's.
You know what? That's what Criminal's about too.
It is.
It's about pleasuring yourself and kind of feeling a little bit bad about it, but doing it anyway.
Well, why don't you pleasure yourself a little more and stay till 11:30?
It's really low of you to ask me that on the air.
It really is. No, I'll ask you off the air. You do it. No, we're all right. Actually, Drew and I don't like guests.
Look who wants me to stay now.
I know, it just seems like...
Look who's being all friendly.
I'm... All right, we got to go to break, but let me just say this, Fiona. You're a little standoffish,
No, I'm not.
And so, yes, you are. And so people see that and they go, I don't want to get in line. I don't want to get, I don't want to get shot down. I'll give her space. And then you give your space and now you're pissed off.
I'm really not standoffish, though. I really believe that I was born with unfortunate facial expressions that make people think that I'm really not. I'm fine.
All right, this is an interesting point. We got to go to break because I get accused of this too, believe it or not. And
I'm shocked.
Yeah, producer.
I think I just accused you of it by thinking that you didn't like me.
All right, that's
Right,
good.
right,
All right,
right.
when we come back, we will address this and then take many calls. Thank you. All right, it is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. She is Fiona Apple, and we will be back in 10 seconds. Loveline, phone number 1-800-LVE-191. Let's see, next week, Buck09, Our Lady Peace, Olive.
How's that?
You're not hip to Olive, Drew?
Popeye's girlfriend?
Oh, please, Drew. They're very hot, that band.
Drew
Olive.
Carey next week.
The Cramps, Drew Carey, someone from Men
I like
Behaving
Drew Carey.
Badly.
I never seen his show, but I saw him on an interview last night.
He's very funny.
And Everclear will be here. Finally, we will be
Long-lost
reunited
brethren.
with our long-lost brethren, Art. And had lunch with, or dinner with Dickie from the Bosstones tonight. So our other brethren. He gives his regards to you, Drew. Actually, he didn't bring your name up. That's just radio talk.
Oh, you're so in the scene.
I really am. Swinging with the Bosstones. All right. And tonight, swinging with Fiona Apple. Fiona, before we go back to the calls.
And as you suspect, Adam was pretty much left out in high school.
No, I was actually quite popular in high school.
You have a girlfriend?
I was on the football team, Fiona. I was all Central Valley, It's quite an athlete.
Oh, by the way, I have
yes.
an idea
Mm-hmm.
for cheerleaders for this radio station, and they'll be called the KRO Cuties.
Oh, that's good. That's how Drew met his wife. I swear to God. Wasn't your wife, wrangling the bikini team 10 years ago?
She managed that.
She wasn't on the bikini team.
She was on top of the pyramid, and Drew walked by and looked up, and he was just
looked up, and it was love. She didn't wax. Drew looked up, and it was love. All right. Fiona, let me just ask you before we go back to the phones. What's going on with the next album? Have you started work on it? Are you nursing songs in your head? How does that go?
Well, I don't have a piano around most of the time, so it's hard to write, but I got it all in my head. So I'm ready to go into the studio and everything, but I'm not actually ready, but to me that's ready. I like to go in when I'm not ready, because I think that's cool.
When do you think you're going to do that?
You know what? I really don't even know when I'm going to be able to, sleep for a whole 8 hours, so I'm not really actually sure.
All right, Fiona.
But no. As soon as I have the chance, probably at the beginning of the next year.
All right, but here's the deal: don't get on the treadmill and kill yourself. You're 20. You got a nice
Except
career
that-
going.
Yeah, but my career depends on me suffering and complaining.
I know. You can suffer. Listen, I work 2 hours a day and complain for the 2
Sure.
hours that I'm working.
Oh, yeah.
You can do it. Believe me.
If he's not napping or
I sleep till noon. I masturbate till
Hey, that's
2:30
what
in
Drew
the
Carey
afternoon.
was saying. That's why I liked him, because he said that when you get rich, you can't be funny anymore because you can't complain anymore.
Oh, no.
There's nothing to complain
Well,
about.
actually, I'm not rich, but I make a good living. I barely work, and I still
Well,
complain.
there are those of us that are gifted
Thank
enough
you.
to be as negative, fortunately negative enough to, be able to complain forever.
Thank you. All right, and maybe I could do a little spoken word something on your next CD.
I'll write a speech for you. I'm very good at that.
Could you do that? Yeah.
I've been renowned for my speech writing.
I'll revise the MTV speech. I'll put it in my own words. Lindsay.
Hello?
Hey, you're 13.
Hi.
I mean, Lindsay's 13, and she's calling from God knows
You're
what.
13!
I'm calling from Oregon.
Okay.
First I want to say, Fiona, I really love your music. I think you're amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I love your guys' show. I listen to it religiously.
Thanks.
But I called for Adam last week when he was saying that he wanted to have a National Masturbation Day.
Yes.
I wanted to tell him that someone already beat him to it, and there's already a National Masturbation Month.
Hold on a
Where?
second. Somebody beat me to the National Masturbation Day. Yeah. Where's that?
Have you? By the way, there's a. I don't know if this is facetious or not, but you've seen the Culver City meat thing down the street here. They have those big trucks lined up when we leave the radio station.
No. I'm so fixated on the amazing amount of arrows that you have to wait to turn green to get out of this godforsaken Culver City dump that I never see anything else.
They have trucks lined up there usually around midnight when we leave, and it's this cow, and it's very serious. It says, nobody beats our meat.
Oh, yeah, down that way. It Drew.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I've seen the place. You're talking about on
I think they're
on
serious.
Robertson and Venice.
Yes.
Yeah, Drew, you pointed that way. You pointed towards Santa Monica. No, it's
They
that
playing it
way.
off like they're serious, but really they're geniuses because they just got a whole lot of publicity.
Yeah, I always see guys standing out there in hard hats smoking, and I'm thinking to myself, I did construction for 12 years, never put a hard hat on. Why do you got to wear a hard hat in to cut ribs? I always see guys wearing hard hats who work at those those rendering plants or those slaughterhouses. They must have a real strong union, because why do you need a hard hat working around a dead cow?
OSHA.
What is the worst case scenario with a dead cow? What's he going to do, drop a hoof on your head or something? All right, Lindsay?
Yeah?
See why I can complain?
What? I love music.
All right, so where's this masturbation thing?
Well, I can't remember who, but Victoria's Secret or an LA sex store started it. It's like nationwide, and it's in April. And I'm paraphrasing, but they said that it was like one of America's most practiced sports or hobbies. And the day is April 5th, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to start saving up.
All right.
All right, Lindsay, anything
Thank you.
else?
No.
No, all right. You're 13. Stop talking so much about masturbation.
I just thought you would want to hear about it, Adam.
All right, I appreciate it, Lindsay.
You're welcome.
Okay. Adam,
As if we needed a holiday designated for it.
20-year-old Adam.
Yeah, that's me.
What's going on?
I wanted to say, Fiona, I really love your music.
Thank you. You guys are only letting in the positive calls. You're protecting me.
No, we certainly are not.
Thank you.
There's a complaint for Loveline coming up. I'll go to that one.
Oh, there is? Okay, good. Adam, what do you want?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, I don't know, there was this guy on, like maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and he was talking about how he was like feeling like kind of suicidal, and like if nothing happened in his life, by the time he was 30, he was going to kill himself or something.
Right, remember that guy?
No. I was probably digging the Insane Clown Posse's vibe so much
It
at
was
that
that
point,
night.
I didn't know what the call was. Yeah?
Yeah, so anyway, I think I have that same thing. You know?
You're depressed.
Yeah, just really, just like, you know, I don't know, it's just kind of like a really like kind of like trapped kind of feeling.
You're contemplating suicide.
Yeah.
You ever tried suicide, Fiona?
I've never tried it, but I've contemplated it.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Of course.
Seriously contemplated?
I don't think I'd be able to really, like, I would have a problem with the methods of doing it, but I've definitely thought at times that it really wasn't that big a deal to be alive. But then again, there's this thing, the thing about hope is that there's no way of, getting a warning for it. You don't know that it's coming, so you can't really, that's what faith is about, it's about...
That you're going to have hope.
Yeah. Because hope is kind of something that just appears out of nowhere, and you never expect it, and it usually happens when you don't expect it.
What about happiness? Does that then follow, or should you
Happiness,
expect
you know what? I think that the whole world has a completely screwed up idea of happiness. Honestly,
This
I
country
really
does.
do.
This country
Yeah.
does.
This country, which is what I know. I really, you'll be happy when you realize that everything's okay the way that it is. Because what else can it be? Everything's fine. Everything will be fine. You'll go on with your life. Everything is adventure. There's no way to screw it up. Whatever happens that goes wrong, you'll correct.
But there are sort of elements that people need to be happy, and I think what we forsake in this country is that you need other people and you need them in real ways to be happy.
I mean,
yeah.
I think. No.
Oh, of course.
But that's not being. They're really touted in our country. Our country is that you need your Nikes and your good car, and you need to feel good about yourself, and you'll do that if you have the right things and the right clothes.
But the real thing to make you feel good about yourself is when you can express yourself and have somebody respond to you in a caring way and feel like what you think and what you feel matters.
Hold on, I think Adam's killed himself. Adam, you still alive?
Yeah, I just want to say I agree with what Drew was saying about relationships.
Yeah.
Because I'm 20 years old, but I've never really been in a relationship before.
Well, I'm not necessarily talking about an intimate relationship, though those are important. Sometimes friendships are sufficient to sustain you. You need genuine relationships, and ultimately,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And ultimately, you will have a relationship with an intimate relationship. It will happen. No matter how poorly you think of yourself right now, and I don't know if we'll have the time to get into why you feel so bad about yourself.
Hey, I was miserable when I was 22. I think a lot of people are. Sorry, Fiona. But, somewhere, for me, between the ages of, say, 18 and 23, tough years.
For everybody. Even if you feel good about yourself, people are tough. That's a tough transition.
All right, so, Adam?
Yeah?
You're not the only person who feels this way.
Now, let me just put a plug in for responsibility. If you are experiencing suicidal thoughts, that is not a normal state, and that is a symptom of how severe your depression is. And I wouldn't take those symptoms lightly. I wouldn't keep them to myself. I would talk to them, to your parents or school, somebody who can get you to assistance should it become the case that you need it. And indeed, there are effective treatments out there and can help you. You needn't suffer with these things because there's things that can be done.
Hey, I relied on my friends quite a bit when I was younger. Fiona, do you have friends?
I have many friends. I have good friends.
Did you back...
when you were 20?
Back in your day. Yeah, I was going to say when you're 20. That was 3 days ago. I mean, growing up, you had a tough childhood. You went, you're a little bit troubled. Did you have a lot of friends when you were 16?
I think I didn't really know who my friends were, and I think that that's a big thing a lot of people go through. And I think that I was just I remember being in a time where I was absolutely obsessed with finding a best friend, and I wanted this best friend to be I wanted just to be me and my best friend, and I was so obsessed with it, and I kept on hooking on to people and just latching onto them and realizing that they didn't. I don't know. I had a bad.
They didn't have many friends.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's what I thought. Pat.
Yeah.
41-year-old Pat. You're now on Loveline.
Hey.
Hey.
Well, yes, I'm calling to complain.
Great.
I'll be part of the complaint club tonight. I've been listening to you guys pretty regularly since about February or March. I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 13-year-old son. Something I see as a glaring omission from some of the advice that you give to kids is when they call up, like that guy last night who really could not converse too well with you, and he said, he's got a domineering mother. And you kind of, you got a domineering mother without exploring what that means. As a parent, I think this is a problem because what does that mean? They clean their room, or the mother tells them to clean their room, or the mother beats them.
Well, hold on a second. That guy was 31, and we were trying to converse with him, but he was inconversable.
I agree.
Do you feel guilty when you discipline your kids?
Nope.
You shouldn't.
No, I don't.
Do you strike your kids or anything like that? Okay.
No, my problem is that I don't like hearing on the program when when someone calls up and says I have a domineering parent, and what I hear is
Well, now I'm just want to explore.
Hey, well, hold on a second, Pat. Let me talk to Pat.
Let's explore with her what.
I'm exploring. Relax. Shut Drew's mic off for a second.
Do not.
Pat.
Yes.
Wasn't it about a half hour ago I was yelling at an 18-year-old kid to mind his folks and to bite the bullet and to play nice?
Yeah.
and he described his mother as sort of evil and difficult, and I said, you got to live in the house, and you got to kiss some ass and stop having so much attitude.
And it's his fault.
Good. I agree with that.
All right, so what are you complaining about?
What I'm complaining about is when they say the mom is evil, and you don't say how, because she makes you clean your room or because she beats you. So all these kids are across the country that are listening to you.
Pat, we always ask that question, and here's the difference. Adam has used the term. What was the word she just used?
Domineering.
Domineering. And really, what we're looking for is intrusive. That's what we're sort of exploring, is whether or not it's a mother that allows the person to be a separate individual with whom the parent has respect for and allows the individuation to occur. That's different than being aggressive or disciplinarian or being abusive. These are all different qualities of parenting, and we try to call out which kind we're talking about.
All right, but let's talk about Pat for a second, because let's
talk about Pat.
Here's what's going on for a second here, Pat. There's a couple of issues. A, whatever it is you're accusing us of is not really something that we do. So that must mean that it's striking a chord in you, and that means there's an issue going on. Plus, I can hear your voice.
This is my usual voice.
All right. Well, that was created somewhere a long time ago.
It's
where's hubby?
Pseudobulbar paralysis.
Where's hubby?
Well, he's at a business function tonight.
Mm-hmm. Now, you guys been married for quite some time?
Yeah.
And do your kids have a problem with you being over-domineering?
No.
So,
I have a daughter who started Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and is a fabulous person and thinks I'm a fabulous mom. And I have a 13-year-old son who we have.
I got something to say here.
My daughter, by the way, loves you.
Okay.
Everything that's going on
the acorn
here,
does fall far from the tree, as it turns out.
Everything that's going on here, I see no problem. You know, the bottom line is that there's some kids out there that, they're calling up this show because this show is a place where they can actually say what their problems are, and someone actually is going to listen. And it's cool also that you can call up and complain about it, you know? I mean...
I agree with that. I would just like when they call up and say, my mom's domineering, I would like that explored as much as...
you have my
Are you
word.
talking about in respect to like the mother, just so that we can understand exactly what it is, or just for the kids, to take kids' problems seriously?
Sorry? I didn't hear.
Who are you concerned for? Are you concerned for the mother or the kid?
I'm concerned for my daughter's friend who's sitting at home listening to the radio going, oh yeah, my mom's domineering too. And it's not the same kind of thing.
All right. Again, we're trying to...
All right,
No, let me clarify.
No, we've gone long enough with that.
Let me clarify. It's intrusive versus abusive versus discipline. Very
Listen,
different
each
qualities.
call is handled on its own merits. It depends on who we're talking to. Obviously, we can't question somebody. When somebody, we can't question the person they're speaking of. When somebody says, my mom is over-domineering and I feel suffocated, et cetera, we have to take their word for that and move on with their problem. We can't get a rebuttal from mom who has to come
we
in
will
and
explore it.
present
We
her.
will always be sensitive to what the reality
we
is.
weren't. I'm
Yes.
plenty sensitive enough. Are you kidding? I just yelled at an 18-year-old, you
I know,
goofball, Pat. I just yelled at the guy to mind his mom, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Well, how much more sensitive does a guy have to be?
Basically, it ain't family court. You call in, you say your problems, and we're on your side, right?
Right.
No, we usually...
Or but you got to, kind of believe, unless...
Right, you got to make certain assumptions.
Right. Victoria.
Hi, Adam. Hey, Drew.
Hi.
Victoria.
How's it going? I just wanted to say,
Oh, hi
I think
there.
you guys are great.
Thanks.
Hi, Fiona. Anyway, I think it's a great forum, and I think you do a great service for the teens of America today.
Thank you.
And I just called to congratulate you and say you're great. And Fiona, I love you. You're my idol. I loved your MTV Video Award speech.
Thank you.
I thought it was awesome.
Thank you.
You didn't kiss butt to your agent. You didn't, try to win everyone's heart with Diana. You just said what you had to say and won my heart personally.
Thank you.
That's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Victoria.
Adam was saying he felt the same way about the Spice Girls when they dedicate their...
See, now I got to say something about myself. I got to congratulate myself, because this girl would not have spoken up about how she felt unless I had said what I said and some people didn't like what I said. That's what you got to do. You just got to stir it up. Doesn't matter, it doesn't matter exactly what you do. You just got to stir it up and make people talk. I like people
Okay.
thinking for themselves. That's why I like the complaints.
And people don't actually care anyway. They just they just want something to talk about and some place to focus their negative energy.
I see great danger. I see great danger of this entire, nation turning into a bunch of sheeps that are just following, media and magazines and things like that. And all I want is for people to just remember that the real deal is what's in your own head. The real deal is what really matters. Is not, all of this
hype.
Yeah.
This is why I never read, Fiona. Thank you for illustrating that point. Maria.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, you're 17-year-old Fiona Apple.
I love your show, guys, and I just want to talk to Fiona.
Hey.
Hey, I started reading Maya Angelou because of you. I'm going to get the book tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yes. And I was wondering, I was reading the newspaper that you're going to be on tour.
Yeah.
Are you going to stop by here in L.A.? Or?
In L.A.?
Yeah.
Oh.
When are you going to make it out to L.A.?
I have... Oh, wow. Do you know that I'm, like, the last person to know about these things, and I'm exactly the wrong person to ask?
They're making
Ridiculously enough.
sign
Okay, wait,
language.
they're making sign language.
Well, I wrote to your
We can't-
management thing, but I haven't...
December?
Which month? October 2nd.
December.
No, December
12th, Drew.
December... In December at some
It
point.
was October.
All right.
December
Just
at
need to
some
know
point.
the day. Be around early December.
All right.
All right?
All right.
You'll know it because you'll be back on the show plugging it.
All right.
All right?
All right. Thank
All right. All right. Oh, all right. Fiona's got to go. We can talk for just another second, though. One thing we never did get to is I think we were talking about it right before we went to break, about 11 o'clock, which is, I think, people's perception that sometimes I'm aloof or standoffish or mean or what have you. I'm like you are in certain ways. I don't talk too much unless it's someone I really want to talk to, and I just sort of let people
You know what,
do
though?
their thing.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
To make us both feel better about this, because lots of people will say that we're aloof and, snobby or shy or whatever, and we'll get frustrated because we'll be misunderstood. But the thing is that we have tact.
Ah, that's good. And I was
Not Adam. No.
No, I can't.
The
have
art
tact.
of, well, okay, yeah. You're
Tact
right.
is-
I'm sorry. Forget it.
All right, but let me, I think you're mixing tact and tacky, but
we just don't talk, just
talk.
to hear ourselves talk.
well, there's a lot of comedians who just do nothing. They can't turn off the comedy.
Is it
I can't
shyness?
turn it on. Actually,
Is it shyness? By the way.
Is it what for me?
Either.
Or for Fiona?
Shyness.
Yeah, I'm
Shyness?
shy.
No.
I am.
I am too. Is it?
I'm not shy.
You're never shy?
I'm not shy. I'm really, really, a lot of people think that I'm shy, and I think that I was convinced of that for a while, listening to other people's opinions of me, but I'm not shy. I just don't talk when I don't need to talk.
Drew, we addressed this about a week and a half ago, and here's basically what I figured out. If you're good-looking and slender like Fiona, and you don't talk, your bitch is full of yourself. If you're big and fat and you don't talk, everyone feels sorry for you. Oh, look at her. Come here, talk. Oh, look at that. Look, they feel so badly about their self-image that society has squashed their voice. This is horrible, you poor dear. They don't like that. But that's why fat people always talk. Fat people are never quiet. You ever think about that, Drew? Look at Dom DeLuise.
Not quiet.
Okay. All right, enough of my
No, really,
bizarre
I'd
rants.
like to hear you elaborate on that theory.
Oh, he will.
Fiona, I swear to God, if you were 270 pounds and covered with pimples and you had frizzy hair and you sat and kept to yourself, people would say, that poor dear. Somebody go up and talk to
Once
her.
I was out of high school, people would say that. When I was in high school, I don't think that anyone would be feeling bad for me. I think they'd all be kind of,
That's an interesting point. When people are cruel at certain ages of development.
Well, that's true.
But then they make up for it later by feeling sorry for all the people they abused.
Right, going
You
overboard.
had somebody in your high school actually died of right?
Well, she killed herself.
Because she was so badly abused all the way through.
She, not in high school, but years after high school, her name was Stephanie, she'd just been kicked around for so many years that I heard she killed herself later on. And then I thought about it, and I thought I was really relieved that I never kicked her around because in a way, everyone who kicked her around was somewhat, it's not murder one, but it's murder 1,000. You know what I mean? You're
Right.
a little bit responsible. You're one sleeping pill in the 100 that she took if you were part of the kicking process. Anyway, on that grim note,
Wait, you know what, though?
What?
I gotta do this.
Go
Before
ahead.
I go, I have to say something about what I did say at the MTV Awards, because I'd like people to actually understand what I was meaning. And it has to do with what we were saying, like when we were during break, and I said that I think that Hollywood is a bunch of people that were misfits in high school that are trying to relive that situation and trying to become the absolute ultimate cool senior clique of the world, which is Hollywood. And what I was saying on my speech was that I just don't like that mentality that we all have now, that you know, one is cooler than the other one, that like people, you know, when you're in high school and you're the freshman, you know, you think that the seniors got better lives, you think that they have a higher quality of living, and you feel bad about yourself, and they let you feel bad about yourself, and they make you feel bad about yourself to make themselves feel better. And then all of us who were freaks, we come out and we get into Hollywood, and all of a sudden everybody thinks that we're so cool, and everybody on the other side of the TV starts feeling like freshmen all over again. And I don't like that that's the way that the world works. I don't like that everything, for most of people to make themselves feel good, they have to push other people down, and I just don't believe it. And I personally think that everyone that doesn't like my speech either didn't listen or they just want people to feel
just tell them they can kiss your ass. Go ahead. It'll feel good.
Kiss my ass, Adam.
Oh, there you go. Jesus, engineer Mike. He sits there with his thumb in his ass for 3/4 of the show, and then pow, he pulls a rabbit out of it. All right, well, there you go. We got it on card. Fiona Apple, thank you very much. Title's the name of the CD. Get some rest, and seriously, don't get run around too much.
Okay.
We want you fresh, and I guess when you're back in town in December, you will grace us with an appearance.
Yes, of course.
Assumption Adam's making.
Thank you.
Again.
And you know what? Me and Fiona are going to hug during the commercial.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yes, because I like you, and you like me.
And we can do it.
And we're not shy.
Hi, this is Psychic Kenny Kingston, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, yes, you is.
Time for Kenny to come back.
Yeah.
It is.
I got a nice hug off that Fiona. Really quite a hug.
You all right?
It's like she'd been waiting to hug me for a while, you know?
I think there's something there, Adam.
Kiss my ass, Adam.
Yeah.
She was chomping at the hugging bit. I think I rented that. All right, the lovely Fiona Apple. Always glad to see her, and I think we'll see her pretty soon when she comes back in town. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. We'll talk to John, who's 30. John?
Hi.
Did you call the show last night?
I sure did.
And we never got to you?
Correct.
And you're on hold for how long?
Hour and a half again tonight.
So hour and a half last night, hour and a half tonight?
Well, 2 hours last night, hour and a half.
Oh.
Jeez.
Over 2 hours, I thought.
This is some kind of record.
Okay.
He needs an award.
Yeah.
I was very patient as a little kid.
I'm going to send you over the Adam Carolla commemorative loser medallion for being age 30 and on hold with a teenage angst show for now
4 hours.
What is coming on to 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
But John, ask your question, please.
Okay. Well, my basic question is, I've been seeing psychologists for about a year, and about a year ago he started me. Well, it's through the county, and they have psychiatrists, and they tried several different antidepressants for me, or had me try them.
Hold on a second, John. You know, whenever we have someone on hold for 2 hours and never get to their call, even though we really can't judge who the caller is based on the one line that's written here on the screen, has a masturbation problem, is what this says, we always seem to be right to have never gotten to them. Do you ever notice that, Drew? What is that? You have amazing instincts.
Yes.
There's no way we should have been talking to this guy, John.
Well,
he could have been on hold since I was in the 4th grade. We shouldn't be talking to him.
But now we got him.
All right. John?
Go ahead.
No, I haven't been doing anything like that while I was on hold.
Okay. Well, to the question.
But anyway, I had reactions to every single antidepressant they tried me on, except one that was only at 75 milligrams, and when they normally just prescribe about 200 milligrams.
What kind of reactions are you talking about?
Oh, well, one of them was Zoloft.
What kind of reactions were you having?
With that one, I had nausea, loss of judgment, loss of depth perception. I felt sick.
Okay, that's enough. Now, what's your question?
Well, that drug I only tried for like a day, and my psychologist wants me to try one for like a week.
You're talking about the one that you didn't have a bad reaction to?
No, like Zoloft again.
Okay. What was the one you didn't have a bad reaction to?
I don't remember that. I haven't taken that one since like about the first of the year.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and take the one that you don't have a bad reaction to?
Because after a while, it drives me nuts. My emotions don't go anywhere, and I feel like it kind of blocks some natural thinking process that I'm supposed to have. That just
Well, sometimes you have to make concessions for sanity. That's going to be the name of my next book, Concessions for Sanity. I mean, yes, if you're a rapist and you take some drug where you lose a little sex drive, that's all right. I mean, what I'm saying is, John, and I don't want to be mean-spirited or anything, but you have some emotional problems and probably some chemical imbalance difficulties.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. As sad as this may sound, you don't need to be running down the beach like you're filming a douche commercial. What you need to do is hold down a job, have a relationship, watch a little football on Sundays, and not kill yourself.
And not have terrible side effects. Some side effects all medicines have side effects.
Yeah, but like the Zoloft, I drive for a living.
Oh boy.
And that I mean, one day that was it. I couldn't do it. I actually missed 8 days of work with them trying different.
All right, but what is your question?
Oh, if my therapist says that after taking Zoloft for 1 week, my body should adjust to it, and it should be, I wouldn't have the nausea and all that.
That's possible.
All right.
That's possibly true.
I can't. Remember I said we got to burn through some calls?
Yep, let's go.
What happens?
All right.
John, listen to your therapist. Your therapist knows you better than Drew or myself.
Yeah.
That's why they get paid the big bucks. Matt, you're 16.
Hey, Drew and Adam, how's it going?
Matt?
Good. I hate to brush aside a call or what have you, but people don't ask their questions, and we got to move on with the show there. If your therapist is telling you to take Zoloft and your body will adjust, we trust the therapist completely.
Yeah.
Matt, you're 16.
Yes. Okay, well, I'd just like to say I think you guys are doing a great service to the community, and I like the show a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. My problem is that situation is I've been going out with this girl for a little over a year now, and prior to us going out, we've been really good friends and stuff, and really close, and everything. And I care about her like more than I have any other girl that I've ever gone out with, and I have trouble with her sometimes when we start to get intimate. I don't want to push too much stuff.
How old is she?
Just because I care about her, huh?
How old is she?
She's the same age.
All right, what's your question?
I think we're at the point where I feel that I'm ready and she's kind of ready too to have sex, but she's kind of said that because of her beliefs and stuff with religion that she kind of doesn't want to. But then on the other hand, she I know she kind of does because she kind of hints that she does.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really know how to approach her about it, and I don't know if we just get into it one time and just kind of go for it or what.
Drew has his own feelings on this, I'm sure. But that's why I'm going to have his mic shut off and I'll speak his feelings. No. Here's the situation with all guys who are trying to get in a girl's pants. You may very well get in their pants. You may have a few margaritas. One thing may lead to another. You may be successful in the penis approach. The problem is there will be no second approach to that particular landing strip for the well, I was going to say DC-10, but DC 5.5. You understand?
Yeah.
You may achieve your short-term goal, but then she'll start feeling guilty. She'll feel bad about herself. She will take all the stuff she feels about herself, and she will turn it right on your ass, Matt. And you'll get no more, and then you'll start fighting, and then there'll be trouble.
Yeah, that's if you push.
That's if you push.
The thing is, I care about her way too much.
Right.
Good.
This will evolve naturally by itself. I mean, you should look for opportunities to talk about it, and feel free to express yourself physically, but respect the boundaries that she seems to be putting forward. And talk about it, though. You listen, as this relationship goes along, there'll be ample opportunity to talk about it. Do you think they'll ever get into that sort of awkward phase where they just can't talk about it? That block?
I don't know. I know when you're in a relationship, whether you're 16 and virgins or 35 and you both banged half of North America, until you consummate the relationship, there's always a little awkwardness that sort of hovers around. It's a little unspoken thing. It's a little, there's a little tension. Not necessarily
these
bad.
These are 16-year-old virgins, though, right?
Yeah,
It's a little different.
I guess, but when you've been, but there's even more pressure put on them by the fact that they're virgins.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's an issue there, and if they don't talk about it,
there's always a little something floating around, and sometimes you just want to sort of get it over with. That's why I always have sex in the parking lot on the first date of the theater.
You're all class.
That's right, because I want to be able to enjoy the movie without that whole sexual tension thing going around. You know what I mean, Drew?
No.
Okay.
Hey there, this is Florence Henderson. Remember me? Well, you're listening to Loveline.
Oh. Yeah, you are. I think that drop was from before I was on the show.
You betcha.
Cut my name right out. Didn't have my name on there.
She was on here with her husband.
Really, Mr.
They were doing...
Mr. Brady?
What do I think they were doing? There used to be this sort of little community-based... what the hell were those things? Little gatherings they used to have that celebrities used to do.
What are you talking about?
Forget it.
You're talking about... That's called a sitcom.
All right.
When celebrities get together and have a little gathering?
Yeah.
It's a sitcom, Drew.
Somebody write those things?
Doesn't really seem like it. No, it does. You know why?
It'd be better if they didn't.
I think about 80% of sitcoms would be better if the actors just improvised.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Yep.
Instead of, damn, baby, your feet smell. Woo! My homage to the WB network there. Chris,
Yeah,
you're 20.
exactly. My question is this. Actually, it was the 4th of July. I went to a party and I partook of about 5 hits of acid and smoked some pot. And I guess I...
Well, you needed the weed.
Exactly. Well,
you took the 5 hits of acid, but you weren't getting off.
it was after I dropped the acid. It was something to do in the meantime.
Right. I know there's a little downtime, Drew. You don't know when you take the acid. You got to kill like an hour or so before you really start coming onto it.
Exactly.
That's nice.
So as if that wasn't enough, I pretty much went whack, and I ended up finishing the night by jumping off a deck about 30 feet down. Swan dive onto some concrete.
Very nice.
And,
Really onto concrete?
Yeah. I got life flighted, hospital, and everything. Good time. And the thing is I've never really been. I mean, I've gone through high school, bummed out and stuff, but I've never been like suicidal or anything.
Well, let me ask you this. Hold on a second, Chris. Why 5 tabs? I mean, like, I took a half a tab once.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most acid I've taken in my entire life. I took a half a tab because I thought I would freak out if I took a full tab. And I got a little weird on half a tab.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 tabs to me would it'd be like you wanted to kill yourself or something. I mean, it seems to me that drugs are to be enjoyed.
Right.
I mean, the reason you take some mushrooms, you take some acid, you smoke some weed is you're going to, like, party down, enjoy yourself, and get your kicks and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
5 tabs, it doesn't seem like you could even